Good morning, everybody. Happy Fitness Friday from New Braunfels, Texas. Wow, you guys, I so wish all my Midwest peeps could be here right now. I'm trying to get a really good angle of where I'm at. I'm actually in the fitness center in the new community that I live in. So this is the pool at the fitness club outside. And then, it's just a gorgeous day, and I'm totally wishing all my Midwesterners were with me right now, who I actually just saw. I was home. I was in my Indiana home. I was back in Indiana over the Thanksgiving holiday. So if I was there and I didn't see you, I'm so sorry. I love you. I tried to see everybody, you guys. I was there for 7 days, I think, right? I was there for 7 days, and I literally crammed in everything I possibly could. Including work. I did a lot of working out. I did a ton of visiting family. The holiday was in there, so I have holidays that I had to go do with family, which was amazing. But yeah, it was just a lot. So I was home. I was back in Indiana briefly, and if I didn't get to see you, I'm so sorry. If I did get to see you, my heart was overflowing with love and just. And it was really amazing. I have never lived anywhere but Chicago and are we good? Okay, are we good? Sorry, I might have lost you guys for a minute. Did I lose you guys? Are you there? I think you're there. Okay. Sorry. It's kind of a weird connection, I guess, out here. So anyway, I was just telling everybody, if you missed it, that I was home back in Indiana for the Thanksgiving holiday. I tried to see absolutely everybody that I could. If I didn't see you, I'm so sorry. I will be back in the spring. If I did see you, my heart was on fire and overflowing and excited and all the things. So what I wanted to talk about today was I can't believe it's December. I really can't believe it's December, and I'm wearing kind of a tank top almost, guys. It's amazing here in Texas, and but it is in fact December, and we made it through November and Thanksgiving. And what I tried to do for you all in November was I tried to get with as many health and fitness professionals as I could that could help us all collectively come up with some tips and tricks to keep our food and exercise on track during the holiday season, because last month is when it actually all started to get underway. And no doubt we all kind of struggle this time of year with trying to stay on some sort of a schedule or a regimen with our food and our exercise, with all the festivities going on for us to fall off. So hopefully we gave you a lot of really great tips and tricks on how you could keep going. And even if you weren't already doing some sort of a regimen, it's never too late. It doesn't have to be January 1st. You can start right now. You can start today on Friday. You don't have to wait till Monday. You can start right now trying to do the right thing with your food and your exercise. So if you missed any of the lives for the month of November, you can always go to YouTube and go to Sensational Life, and you can check out all of our videos. And even if you can't watch the whole 30 minutes, guys, even if you zoom through, I don't mind. I won't get upset. I won't get offended. You won't hurt my feelings. I know you're cold in Indiana, Sylvia. It's 32 degrees, woman. I checked the weather this morning. It's going to be 75 here today. I'm not rubbing it in. I'm just saying. So anyway, you can go. I will not be offended or upset, even if you guys take a look at the videos and just Skim through. There's some, just go to the highlights. You don't have to listen to all my yapping. Good morning, Heather. You can go ahead and just check out, there's a lot of really great tips and tricks. And we have some really great professionals that I interviewed, so it was awesome. Now, the month of December, I'm going to cover mental and emotional health because sadly, this time of the year represents a lot of loneliness and depression and anxiety, sadness during this time of the year. So when it's supposed to be this joyous, amazing time, it actually, good morning, Debbie, isn't it though? It's true. We get so caught up in it's the holidays and everybody should be happy, and there's a lot of people struggling. They were struggling before the holidays came, and then there's something about the holidays that can really bring people internally down. So I'm going to be meeting with some professionals in the mental health industry that are going to give us some tips and tricks on how to keep our emotions and our mental health in check, especially this time of the year, because it is really, really hard for some people, especially if you are in Indiana where it's 30 degrees. Now, very interesting, guys. This is the first year in my whole entire life that I have been out of the cold and the snow for the first time, 46 years. I'm in sunshine right now. I'm not one that normally gets depressed at the holidays. I do get stressed at the holidays, though, I'm not going to lie, because I'm usually working 12-hour days, and now it's like, oh my God, business is always on my mind, and now I have to go do Christmas shopping and make sure that we're doing all the cooking and planning all the parties. So I tend to get stressed this time of year, but having sunshine, so living in like a sunshine state, I gotta tell you, is pretty awesome. And we already know that's gonna be one of our tips, I'm sure, from one of our mental health professionals, that vitamin D, sunshine, is a big part of releasing some good endorphins. With that being said, I don't even feel like it's Christmas time. It's really interesting to be here and see all the Christmas trees and all the decorations, and yet we're in tank tops and shorts. It's kind of crazy. So that is what we are going to be covering for the month of December. It's actually hitting close to home, although I told you I've never really experienced personally any depression or sadness. Maybe some sadness. My dad passed away 26 years ago. I think those first couple Christmases without him, there was some sadness, and that happens to a lot of us. Either this time of year represents that we actually lost somebody at this time of year, or we're just missing someone that we love this time of year because they aren't here for the first time, or they aren't here for the fifth time. Sometimes it never gets easier. Sometimes it's just a constant reminder that this is a time where families come together and you're missing a loved one, and that's what it is. So we are going to be giving some good, helpful advice, I think, for everybody. Some of the people that we're going to be talking to, it's really going to be something, I think, to help. But what I was going to say is that it's hitting close to home for me this year. Michael, as most of you know by now, suffered from a heart attack back in October. So that happened October 26th. If you don't know the story, you can also go to YouTube, Sensational Life, and you can hear us tell our story live. But that happened October 26th. Michael was actually traveling. If you didn't hear the story, I'll give you a quick recap. He was traveling in New York. He was away on business for the whole week. I was here in Texas. On Saturday morning, I got a phone call that he wasn't feeling great from one of his friends. They were going to take him to a hospital by an ambulance. It was kind of crazy. So he did, in fact, have a full-blown heart attack. He was blocked on his right side, 100% blocked. So they had to put a stent in. He stayed in the hospital for about 5 days. Everything else was great. He was cleared. We flew home the following Sunday. But man, that really hit him hard. He does have a family history. He has been extremely stressed the last 3 years, traveling for his job, which he wasn't really doing. He wasn't eating the best on the road, he'll admit. He wasn't doing a lot of cardio. He was lifting weights, but not doing a ton of cardio. And again, for Michael, more than anything, it was the stress and the poor food choices he was making, admittedly making. So he has done a complete 360 here, 180, 360. He's done it all the way. But he is suffering right now a little bit from some depression, some anxiety. His emotions are up and down. He's going to be one of the people that we talk to in the next couple weeks. He wants to just share with you all his real life story and what we're going through right now, what he's going through. He just went through what we call adult trauma. A lot of us are already suffering from childhood trauma, just something that might have happened in our childhood that is still affecting us in our adult life because maybe we never addressed it. Maybe we didn't even know it was trauma. So when that's already something that we're working on in our adult life, and then an actual tragedy happens in our adult life, like a car accident, like a sudden death of a loved one, or an illness within yourself, that's a trauma. What Michael went through was trauma. So what he's dealing with now is, the after trauma of, hey, you got to get back into life and back in the game. That's really hard to do. It's hard to just go through that. Some people could call that a near-death experience. If you're having a heart attack, you could feel like you're dying. So there's no doubt that you look at life a little bit differently. And it is really hard to just kind of jump right back into life and into world, like right back into work and right back into what you were doing. For a lot of us, whatever we were doing before something like that happened, probably or possibly could have been what caused that to happen. So then you have to stop and go, wait a second, I can't go back to my old ways. I can't go back to what I was doing before, because that could have very well been what was making me sick. So now you have to do a complete altering of your mind and your life and how you are living it. So that's really hard to ask somebody to do, to go back and live life after a trauma or a tragedy, go back and just live life when that very thing, it might have been what caused it, and now it's almost like you've got to relearn how to walk, or relearn how to eat. Think about how hard that would be to do. You've got to learn how to redo your life, because it wasn't working. And for Michael, he'll say to you, and I won't give too much because he does want to get on and talk with you all in the next couple of weeks, as I said. But he's definitely struggling emotionally, good days and bad days. There'll be days that he feels really good and strong and maybe like nothing even happened, but in the back of his mind, he knows it's there. It's kind of always sitting there. So many of you that have had cancer, I know a lot of you struggle with that too. That's trauma to hear that news that you have cancer. Nobody wants to hear that. And then once you hear it, even if you have surgery and you have it all taken out and you're on the road to recovery. Hi, Jen. Good morning, Jen. I miss you too. Even if you're on the road to recovery, it's still really hard to not mentally replay those words in your mind, or wonder and worry if it's going to come back, or you have another doctor's appointment coming up, so what's the doctor going to say? That causes a lot of anxiety and a lot of mental anguish that we're torturing ourselves with on a daily basis. So that's why I thought it was so important. It's important all the time, but it's really important at this time of the year to really discuss our emotional and our mental state. So I hope that you guys will watch Fitness Fridays this month of December. I'm also going to have some giveaways. I'm going to talk to you about what's coming in January. There's some really great, exciting things coming for the first of the year, guys, for the new year. 2020, bring it on. We all need it. So with that being said, hope you will continue to watch on Fridays. If you cannot watch live on Fridays from 8:30 to 9, then you can always go back to, we have a YouTube channel, Sensational Life. You can look at the website now. I do send out an email every Friday I send an email out every weekend to recap the Fitness Friday. So whatever we talked about here, whoever I interviewed, we do just a little recap, and so I'll email that to you guys, as well as just some tips, some things that you've all actually been asking me for. I don't give you any junk emails, nothing like that. I do a blog every month as well, so you guys will get that too if you're interested. So you'll go to sensationallife.com and you will sign up for the email. And then again, go to YouTube channel Sensational Life to catch some of the past Fitness Fridays and get some really great tips and information. My most favorite shake of the month for the month of December is a chocolate peppermint shake, and I'm gonna give you guys the recipe in the Fitness Friday recap. So again, go to sensationallife.com, register for the email to get on our email list, and then you'll get that recipe as well. Follow on Instagram too if you can. Give a lot of workout tips, a lot of actual workouts to do. Give you a lot of recipes, some really good recipes. I got some really good ones coming up for the month of December too. Recipe-wise, you guys will love some of the things. And that's it, guys. I just want to tell you to take a deep breath today. Exhale it out. Go get some exercise in. Be really conscious of what you're eating. If you've got holiday parties this weekend, man, just be mindful of what you're putting in your mouth. And make sure you're moving. Make sure you're moving. I know for a lot of my peeps in Chicago and Indiana, it's chilly, it's cold, but it's warm in the gym. It's warm in the gym. It's warm in the house. Get moving. Watch some of the videos. You can follow some of the videos and actually do the exercises. But yeah, guys, you got to get moving, and you've got to be really mindful of what you're putting in your mouth. I love you. Have a happy, healthy weekend, and I will be back on the flip side next Friday with some really special guests. All right, guys, talk to you soon.